Good morning. Welcome to Morning Trust, the civic devotion for Nigerian citizens. This is day seven of the Morning Trust, and we are still talking about the theme trust and character. But the particular topic today we'll be reflecting on in this civic devotion is the cost of false promises. The cost of false promises. In our civic devotion, we reflect and meditate on these topics in relation to our lives as citizens, our lives as members of this society, as members of communities, and as professionals, colleagues to others, and just members of this great nation. So we'll be talking about the cost of false promises. As is our pattern, we draw our readings from 3 sources, and I'll start this time with the 61st book of the Quran, specifically the 2nd verse. Today I'm going to start from the Quran in its 61st book, verse 2. And it says, "Why do you say what you do not do? Why do you say what you do not do?" The Quran is talking to Muslim faithfuls. In the Bible, we have a book, Proverbs chapter 13, verse 5. It says, "The righteous hate what is false." The righteous, that is those who are in right standing, they hate what is false. Those who are in right standing with God, those who are submitted to the will of God, those whose lives seek to express the will of God on earth. These are the ones the Bible refers to as the righteous. And it says, the righteous, those who seek to please God, hate what is false. In African philosophical compilations, we have an adage that says, "A broken promise leaves a broken road behind it." A broken promise leaves a broken road behind it. A road is where people pass. A road is a place that connects. A road is a connecting place, a place of connection from point A to point B, connection to our destinies, connection to our futures, connection to our goals. And the proverb is saying that when we litter the world with broken promises, we are destroying those connections, those bridges, those places that are to take us to our destination. Very, very profound. So we're going to be discussing this in relation to certain questions. As I said, it's a civic devotion. We examine these topics in relation to our lives as citizens. So why is it important to keep promises, and what is the cost? We've talked in previous sessions about keeping promises and the importance. Let's now look on the flip. What's the cost? What's the damage? What's the harm that results when we fail to keep promises? What's the consequence? Why is it such a big deal? Why are we stressing the importance of keeping? What's the cost? What's the consequence if we fail to keep our promises? I think it's worth examining, especially when we think about the social fabric, the fabric of our lives in the society. How is it, what we are seeing today, how is it a result of individuals' failures to keep promises? To what degree is the breakdown that we are seeing a manifestation of that outcome, a result of that, culture, that general widespread culture of lack of integrity, of failure to stand by our word? We've all heard the saying, your word is your bond. Your word is your bond. What does that mean? A bond is a surety. Your word is your bond. Your word will stand for you when the stakes are high. When you are reaching out to people to make requests, when you seek favor, what will stand for you? When you want somebody to take a risk, to trust you, why should they Do you have a past where your reputation can be vouched for, that this person does not break his or her word? It is that moment you will know whether your word will be your surety or not. Or if your reputation is that, Ele, this one, I am. Don't bank on this person's words. So, but when we look at it in the context of the society at large, the broader society, what's the consequence that we're all experiencing from this failure to keep our word? I like what the African proverb says. I like how it says, it gives us a very visual image to examine. That a broken promise leaves a broken road, broken bridges, broken ties. Because I think it very strongly really illustrates the consequence that we're discussing today. Think about every time somebody broke their promise to you. What was the result? Of course, disappointment. So, 1, false promises cause disappointment. Good. You know the feeling, the great utter feeling of disappointment when somebody fails to keep their word to you. It's quite painful. You trusted them. You acted on their word. You lent them money. You stuck out your neck for them. You recommended them to friends to do something, and they disappointed you, they failed you, they betrayed you. You committed your resources to their hands, they betrayed you. You committed your time, your trust, your treasure. So it causes disappointment. But with that disappointment, that's not the end, though. It destroys confidence in that individual. After that disappointment, there is a complete destruction. There's a destruction of confidence. I won't want to subject myself to that kind of disappointment again. You see, the mind is a survival machine. It knows where progress lies and it avoids where disappointment lies. When people break their promises and cause you disappointment, they leave a permanent impact on your mind. That don't subject yourself to that feeling again. Don't trust them. So it destroys confidence in friends, in relatives. We hear it sometimes. Some people were sending money home for their relatives to help them build a home, build a property. And years later, they discover that all the money was siphoned. It was stolen. The relatives were lying. They broke their promises. And these people experience a grave disappointment. And with that grave disappointment comes a loss of confidence, and they will never act in the same manner again with those people. So loss of investment, that lack of confidence results in, there are real practical consequences attached to. There are sanctions. People will no longer invest in you. People will no longer recommend you for jobs. You will lose opportunities. People will no longer invite you into their circles. They don't trust you to keep information confidential, because things that were told to you in trust, it turned out that you spread them. So all of these things, as the African adage says, it leaves a broken road behind it. And when it comes to us as citizens and leaders, as, followers of leaders in a society, what happens when we lose confidence in our leaders? It's disastrous, because not only do we fail to follow them, and what that means is that we are no longer law-abiding, we are no longer, ethical, we are no longer responsible citizens. It also means that there's a failure of commitment. You see, societies work when we all commit to be bound by the rules. But if one person is harboring the belief that, after all, our leaders will not keep to their own side of the bargain, they then begin to opt out of their own side of the bargain. And increasingly, gradually, Everybody is opting out and nobody is honoring their commitments. And what does that result in? Breakdown, total dysfunction. Rules are not adhered to, they are not obeyed, they are not followed. Order is broken. Order is broken. Disorder replaces order. But there's also a psychological toll, you see, because these things have a psychological toll. People lose hope. People lose hope because the face of society is no longer assuring. Nothing works. You go to government establishments, parastatals, departments, agencies, and nothing works. There's no efficiency. What we see instead is this anyhowness, this culture of anyhowness. Anything goes because people are not honoring commitments. People are not keeping their word. And in that picture is false hope. So people begin to escape. People begin to go. And those who stay are not committed to the grand picture of progress any longer. They are acting out in their own self-pursuit. Oh, what a miserable society. What an utterly miserable society. What an utterly miserable home. What an utterly miserable organization. What an utterly miserable community. What an utterly miserable country. When people fail to keep their promises, when there is no mutual cooperation, no mutual sense of obligation. When there is no mutual sense of obligation, I don't trust you, that you are not dependable. So me too, I will not be reliable. Oh, what an utterly miserable picture we've painted. It will play out in everything. Oh, you will go out and you won't be safe. You will go out to buy things and there will be no assurance that what you've paid for, you will get value for. You will go out and you will not be assured of returning back. Hey, oh, what an utterly miserable picture. You will go to work and you won't be assured of conducive working environment. You won't trust your colleague will not trust you. You won't trust your employer will not trust you. In your neighborhood, in your community, you won't trust. You want to exist in secrecy because you don't trust. Oh, what an utterly miserable society. It matters, and there are consequences. It results in dysfunction, disorder, disillusionment. Let us restore hope once again in our society. Let us restore mutual obligation. Let us restore trust. Let us keep our promises to each other. Let us keep our promises to each other. Let us honor our word. Let our word once again be our bond. Don't make promises. Don't speak recklessly. Don't just utter words. They're not empty. Do what you say you will do. Avoid what is wrong. Avoid anything that you cannot own up to publicly. Avoid anything that causes distress to those who have faith in you, who trust you, who depend on you. Avoid anything that destroys your conscience, that makes you less human. May God help us to be credible, to be responsible for our words, and not to be a disappointment in the society. Dear God, we thank you for a new day. We thank you for another opportunity to experience life on earth today. Help us to live purposefully, kindly, contentedly, brilliantly, honestly, and fully. Guide us, protect us, teach us, correct us, and inspire us. At the end of today, may we bring glory to your name and to our great nation, Nigeria. Dear God, we thank you for a new day. We thank you for another opportunity for our leaders to experience life on earth today. Help them to live purposefully, kindly, contentedly, brilliantly, honestly, and fully. Guide them, protect them, teach them, correct them, and inspire them. At the end of today, may they bring glory to your name and to our great nation, Nigeria. Amen.